it's a very different concept. It's a concept that our scientists have resisted. You know, they just wanted to say that life was only developed on this planet. That's not true. The evidence is that life is liberally spread throughout the universe. Okay, so this is just more notes, and we're not really going to go into it. I just want you to be aware of the fact these are like markers of scientists admitting that we've actually got a lot of dust flying into our solar system, and it's coming from the direction of the galactic center as well. Now, in the metaphysical community, they've been talking about the arrival of adamantine particles. It's like a high energy, a high life of energy coming into our universe. At the same time as our scientists are desperate to get hold of a little pieces of this life to investigate it. I'm thinking, you know, wait a minute, is this a coincidence or what? You know, we've got space probes going out and actually rendezvousing with comets, picking up bits of normal dust and then picking up bits of this special dust. We have people called, actually the scientists have invited, they've invited ordinary members of the public to help them search through the few, well, there's actually quite a lot of particles, but they've actually done it in such a way that they've collected some of this dust and they've been asking the public to help them sift through the normal dust and this special dust. They have something like 29,000 people helping them, and they've found 3 specks, and the scientists are thrilled with the 3 specks. I know it sounds crazy. There's something really interesting going on. Why are they wanting to understand what this energy, this special energy is coming into our solar system? I haven't really done a slide for the amount of activity that's going on. The astronauts on the ISS space agency are investigating this plasma energy. They're doing this research on the ISS. We also have many scientists on Earth studying this plasma, this charged subatomic particles, because they want to know what's going to happen when we enter a different region of space. They want to understand this. So the whole area of science has been galvanized. A lot more work has been going on in the last 15 years, very quietly. They want to understand what impacts that's going to have on Earth. Okay, we're going to sort of change up a little bit here now. On Earth, things are getting really interesting. I think this image is absolutely incredible. A spiral aurora. The science, the photographers and ordinary people who live in the north say things are really heating up, Normally the auroras come and go. Now it's like someone is constantly feeding a fire. People are noticing that something is happening. For me, I find that image really quite powerful. Something's happening. We're also seeing things that shouldn't happen as well, by the way. This is a daylight aurora, and not that long ago, our scientists refused to believe it was even possible for us to be seeing this spark in the sky during the day, because it just means that this energy is so strong, it's so bright. It's not supposed to happen, but it's happening. I just feel it's really important to point out that we're seeing signs of this transition that's taking place. I don't know if that's such a good picture, actually. We're seeing strange clouds. I can't go into all the clouds because, quite frankly, it's just, there is so much happening. This is a cloud that's been seen for 30 years, but it's becoming much more prevalent. It's not officially classified. Asperatus clouds. And there's a movement to actually get it becoming official. So people have been taking pictures for 30 years. It's a weird-looking cloud. This is another version of it. Very ominous-looking clouds, particularly prevalent in America. Very strange. This is something that is just... I just do not believe the official explanation for this at all. Something to do with the storm front. Come on. What's really weird is this normal cloud above it. It's called a roll cloud or a morning glory. In Australia, they tend to have this at a certain time of the year in a certain place. So in certain places on the planet, we've been seeing them regularly, like springtime. But I've seen YouTube clips of like Japanese weather people going up in an aeroplane and just say, what on earth? Because there's just lines of them. Like the sky is just filled with these lines. It's just like, what on earth is going on? That, to me, I think that's a magnetic field line. And that the cloud is formed around a magnetic field line. That is just bizarre. But we're seeing more of these strange things taking place on the planet. I just think that's quite impressive, but anyway. We're also seeing these noctilucent clouds, which are highly electrified clouds. I hope that's come out quite well. So that's one. Wait a minute, I've gone too far, I think. Okay, I made a mistake. There's supposed to be two of these, I thought. Just see if there is two. No, there isn't. Okay, I thought there was two. It seems to have missed something. So we've got these these noctilucent clouds that are highly electrical, but they also seem to have like metal or something because they reflect radar. That's very strange clouds. High up on our atmosphere, I think that they've got a certain type of dust that we don't normally see on the planet. But these noctilucent clouds were first appeared after Krakatoa, so that's about 1838, is that, when the Krakatoa went up and we had this volcanic dust in the atmosphere and we had these very, very bright clouds. What's happening, though, is that they used to be stuck in the North and South Poles. But these clouds are getting closer and closer, so we're seeing them in Europe, France, the UK, Holland. I saw some for Holland, but they didn't look real. I thought, I can't show that, because I just didn't believe it. It's just like these stripes in the sky. I don't know if you've seen them here in Holland. The pictures I thought didn't look like normal noctilucent clouds, so I thought I'm going to steer safe. I just thought the ones that were supposed to be from Holland, I thought they were a bit too strange for me. I thought maybe this chemtrailing got mixed up with that as well, even though the chemtrailing is much lower down in the sky. I just didn't like, it didn't look like a normal noctilucent cloud. This is more normal. These clouds are highly electrified clouds. We're also seeing pillars of light as well. I don't know how, if you can see that fan shape? Our scientists can't even explain this. We're seeing like this trumpet shape at the top and also at the bottom sometimes. Total mystery. All I can say is from the official explanations, we've got ice crystals that are normally held very high up in the atmosphere. And sometimes those ice crystals can actually be brought down to ground level. Now, the ice crystals are not melting, and the reason for that is because they're charged, and the energy is coming down, and because of the charge on the crystals, it means that the freezing point is not changing, so they're still staying frozen. Whereas normally, if you come down to Earth, they should just melt. I love seeing these these pillars. To me, there's something going on. We don't fully understand the science, and our scientists are admitting it. They don't understand what these pillars of light are. They know what normal pillars look like. I'm going to show you normal pillars. So basically you have a light source reflecting up into the sky, and it's picking up these crystals, and these crystals are all aligned in a certain way. So this is, I think, a wonderful picture. It's one of the best ones I've found on the internet. The energies are coming down, and it's very clearly, because this is normally considered to be like freak conditions, when you have all the crystals aligned, flat crystals all aligned in a certain way, and the light's shining through them, and you're seeing these pillars of light. This is normal. These are normal pillars. But the other ones I showed you, they're not so normal. Scientists can't explain those. Okay? Okay, I've made a mistake here. This is more noctilucent clouds. I didn't realise that actually. I knew there was two, but... so this was in Poland. These incredible, strange clouds. And the thing with these noctilucent clouds is that pilots are confessing they've never seen them before. If you think about pilot, they spend thousands and thousands of hours in the skies. For them to admit that they've never seen these strange clouds before, to me, is quite significant. So we're also seeing things like this. This was taken at an air show, and in fact, they didn't see it at the time. It was only when the film was developed that they noticed this incredible feature. I think they came up with some strange excuse, actually. Basically, the atmosphere of Earth is now highly charged. The energy that's coming is highly electrified, highly charged energy. The stuff that we can measure. The other thing we have to say with this massive bombardment of energy is that 90% of it, our scientists can't even detect. It's the dark matter, the dark energy stuff that they say must exist. Now this is another thing here. This was the space shuttle launch. Again, the people that were videoing and photographing got the surprise of their life. It looks like a feather. This is just a massive electrical discharge. It's a plasma thing. It's just total standard plasma electrical discharge. Completely unexpected, but it's not unexpected if you realize that our skies are changing. The environment of Earth is becoming much more highly charged. So, are you aware of the hole punch clouds or punch hole clouds? What we're seeing, it looks like something is literally punching a hole in the skies. And what's happening is that this is cirrus clouds that normally form much higher up. But because of this concept of the charge, depending on the charge of the crystals, of the dust crystals that they're forming the clouds, they can form much lower down. It's just the same thing with the pillars, in effect. It's just a variation on a theme. But this is bizarre. See this? It looks like a vortex, like something is spinning down to Earth. And there's this thing that's coming down. It's actually creating a cloud with it. Now, I just want to point out this website. If you've not come across this, this is probably the best website I've seen, weathervortex.com. They've got loads of these pictures. In America, there's pictures where there's like 2 or 3 holes all in the same place. I'm thinking, what's going on? Well, I do know what's going on, actually. I think these are quite nice. I spent a lot of time looking for these particular pictures. Just want to point out this. See this ring here? There's a ring. There's something going on. You don't get a ring here because this is what they call altocolumus clouds. It's depending on where they are. If the clouds are thin, you get this clean hole. If the clouds are thick, you're getting a sort of ring appearing. Okay, so this is just the official